All right, thank you very much for staying tuned to Smooth 98.1. It's the maiden edition of Talk Politics on Smooth 98.1. My name is Victor Pepple, and or Mars, like I like to call him. Masha, good morning to you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Victor Peffel. Glad to be here. Let's talk politics, even though most often than not, people will say leave politics for politicians, but that's how we got here because we tend to leave these things for politicians to talk about, but forgetting that man, woman, we're all born political animals, and so we must begin to exhibit that characteristics.
Quite important. Well, there's no country on earth like Nigeria, and every patriotic Nigerian holds this view. Still ahead of the program, we'll be giving you, brief summary of major political stories that took place within the week. And ahead, we'll be discussing with the Director of Voter Education, ably represented by the Deputy Director of Voter Education at the INEC headquarters, Mrs. Miriam Kem, who's already joined us here for the conversation. And the director is in Osun State ahead of the elections taking place next week, Saturday. Sorry. To be part of the show, you can send in your tweets or WhatsApp messages to us to react to any of the political stories or send in questions concerning the continuous voters registration. On Twitter, use the hashtag TalkPolitics981. And for WhatsApp, it's 0809 444 981. We'll give priority to the tweets if you send them across to us. Let's begin with the political rundown.
Of course, looking at the political rundown, that's political flakes. We're talking about basic issues that are political. First, President Muhammadu Buhari's convoy came under attack yesterday, and that's because, as is the tradition by the president, during Salah, he would go to his Daura,
his hometown,
and spend the time there and get to do all of those festivities and then get back. And so usually as a big man leading the most populous country, black country on the continent and in the world, you want to say that he usually has gone home. It wouldn't travel out like other persons would do to some exotic resorts in Europe and other places. So we give that to him. But the fact that his convoy came under attack is political in the sense that there is a political implication that if something else had happened to him at this time or that convoy, it means that there would be something missing in the political equation, and we thank God for that. But as it stands right now, it looks like the handshake is going beyond the wrist right now.
And it's getting towards the elbow.
Yes, and
just to put things in context and take it back to what happened yesterday at about 11:30 a.m. 11:30 a.m. yesterday near Dutsemina, that's in Katsina State, the convoy of cars conveying presidency's advanced team of security guards, that's making up protocols and media officials, was ambushed. Now, it happened yesterday, like I said, around 11:30 a.m. I hear police officers were killed in the process. The terrorists were numbering around 300, about 300 terrorists on motorcycles, some of them armed with AK-47, attacked this particular convoy and killed 2 police officers. The big question would be, would Mr. President still make this trip to Daura this weekend for Salah celebrations? Salah being on Saturday or Sunday, tentative 9th or 10th of July.
Definitely, you want to say when the president moves, like they say, we move. It would want, and being a retired general, he would still want to go to Daura.
But we now have to mop up more security officials down to Katsina State to make sure that, the president is really secured.
Because if he doesn't go, they score a big point against him. It means that the president chickens out from his hometown. And so what happened the other time back in the day where an army general was heading back to Abuja and he came in contact with what they call this religious sect. They were on the way and the general wanted to make his way and they said no, and then you saw it. So it's always a show of might, and the armed forces would want to show their point at this time to make sure that Daura is safe for the president. If he makes up his mind to say, I am not going back, we would go to Daura and spend Salah there.
All right. Quickly, let's talk about this one. We'll talk about the PDP, but just to send our condolences to the family of Dr. Mohammed Sanusi Bakindo, the OPEC Secretary General. Sadly, we lost the OPEC Secretary General yesterday.
True, and that's also political when you talk about the oil politics. because he also has been very instrumental in the last 2 years when you consider the outbreak of COVID-19 and the impact it had on the price of oil, and trying to rally the oil producers, especially in the formation of OPEC Plus, and how they've been able to make sure that they're getting fair price now for the commodity. And is just at its peak, just to sign off. And then by next month, someone new will be coming on the saddle, and then it's just passed on. So it's a really sad one. Condolences, and may, as they say, may Allah give his soul rest.
Quickly, let's talk about the PDP and all that is happening there. The governor of Delta State, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, was picked as running mate to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, former vice president of the country. And it looks like some members of the PDP are aggrieved. The Wike camp seemed very aggrieved by this, supposed pick of Okowa after a 17-member committee, 14 had said, oh, they wanted Governor Wike as running mate. But there are a lot of technicalities with picking a running mate. You need compatibility, someone who you think will be able to work with you. And perhaps Okowa was chosen, and there seems to be war. Not war, but there seems to be trouble brewing in the PDP.
Well, it's political. Now, the thing is this. After every political battle, it's about, to use the words of the governor of Sokoto State, Aminu Tambawa, when he said, at that time, he said, let's win power first, and then we'll share the spoils. So now it's about negotiations, who gets what, how, and to what amount. So you consider, and Wike, who turned out to be second in that race, it doesn't want to be a pushover. Of course, you know that kerosene and water don't mix very well. He should forget it. He has also said he wasn't looking for the VP slot. So let's give it to him. And you know, with this kind of personality, you won't pick Wike as your vice.
I just might,
It's a security, it's considered a security risk, because Baba can just blare up one.
But you need deep pockets in politics.
Of course, that's what Okowa is bringing into the dynamics.
Can Okowa match the sagacity of Wike politically?
Delta money. We're talking of Delta money here.
Okay. Well, right now, I hear there's a 9-member committee set up to go to Rivers State and plead with the governor of Rivers State, Wike, who has said he doesn't want to see them. Apparently, he wants to have a discussion directly with Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, who is not in the country at the moment. And just speeding things up, he wants, perhaps his camp wants Ayu removed. That's the national chairman of the PDP, removed as national chairman. Their argument is Alhaji Atiku Abubakar is from the north. That's northeast, to be more precise. Ayu, who's the national chairman of the PDP, is from the north central as well, and the BOT chairman is also from the north. Quite a strong argument there.
Well, the arguments are strong, but there must be casualties after every battle. So who are we trading in this case? Don't forget that Ayu just came on board after the infighting that brought him in, and so are we back in the days where...
In fact, the state chairman is saying Ayu should remain till after the elections in 2023.
That's what I'm saying. So if that's what you want, the thing is, there must be negotiations at this time. For Wike, it may not just be about Governor Wike now. It's about the people who he leads right now to say, what will be our future? You must negotiate our future, just in case, they win the election. What will be their place?
Can't we look at this also? Next week, Saturday, 16th of July, Osun State election, right? I mean, right now, the APC have 22 governors. And most times when we talk about 2023 elections, we forget to look at the dynamics. If the APC has 22 sitting governors on the platform of the ruling party, the PDP has 13 governors, right? Osun State should be a state to look at. Why can't they look at Osun State, win the election there, and then come back to the politics in-house and try to see how they can resolve it? Because with a few days to the elections, next week, Saturday, 16th of July in Osun State, and all of these wranglings going on internally, what are their chances when it gets to that election?
A battle can be lost to win a war. So Osun
should go away.
May just be minute for them.
How about getting Osun State so they get at least 14 governors ahead of what comes in 2023?
It still doesn't equate. And of course, don't forget that there will be major realignment as we go on. What you see as 22 for the APC may not stay that way, because what you also see brewing in the PDP is also a lot of discontent also going on inside the APC.
What do you for a break quickly? Okowa lost his WAEC certificate, and this also is generating a lot of controversy online. That's the running mate to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. What is going on with our politicians and certificates flying up and down, missing, really?
Most often than not, certificates after many years. Of course, let me just put this in there quickly, that it says that the certificate that is missing is actually the second best in the country.
Exactly.
As at that time when
as
it
at
came.
1976.
We shouldn't be having these cases of missing certificates because the institutions are still there. Reach out. Okowa is not just someone who now is a nobody. You can just apply and then they get it across to you. So this idea of running without making your certificates available is something fishy. That's what I call it.
Well, due for a break. When we do come back, we'll be speaking to the Deputy Director, Voter Education at INEC headquarters, Mrs. Mary Nkem. Stay with us. All right, man, please unmute.
When it comes to living life,
can you hear us?
I can't keep myself. I like it fresh. Like
can you hear us? Please unmute.
You're looking for trouble with your ad
fresh food.
You're 3 minutes over. Don't let it happen to them for
you. When I want to refresh,
because partly I have to answer to.
I told them to arrange this thing. The 10:41, they said we should move it to 10:45.
That's right.
I didn't get that memo.
Talk to who?
No, 10:40.
Hello, ma. We're about to go on with you. Please unmute.
And minerals.
My God.
Peak. Rich for your peak.
My name is. Now maybe Dr. Watch for all money with my sellotape and razor blade. Anybody will get money when need life support for our yard. Now my domot them they come. But from now, I don't retire from my patch work because of Momo Payment Service Bank. The new way to send and receive money way better pass cash. Say bye-bye to Tia Money Palava. Just dial *671# to open your Momo wallet today. The simple way to send and receive money to any phone number for free.
Well,
life is simpler.
We're about to go on with you.
Better than cash.
I love you.
Okay, try again.
This is what guys usually say to each other. That's about hard guy. You help me keep a cool head and stay focused.
Sure, 15 minutes,
so refreshing.
30 minutes is
Aquafina, you are my paddy of life.
Just like Aproco Doctor, everyone needs a paddy of life. So stay hydrated and refreshed always with Aquafina Premium Drinking Water from the makers of Pepsi. Aquafina, your paddy of life.
They don't disconnect your line. Sick of saying you not link your national identification number to your MTN number. Make you not worry. If you don't already collect your NIN, you get some 5 easy steps. You go take reconnector. 1. Dial *785#. 2. Text your national identification number NIN to 785. 3. Visit my MTN NG app. 4. Chat with Ziggy on top this WhatsApp number +234 903 300 0001. 5. Visit www.mtn.ng. If you not gonna get national identification number, just waka enter any MTN store or NIMC center we near you, or visit the MTN to book appointment. Make you do any of these things sharp. Opportunities today now. Make I ask you.
Can you unmute?
Now what we do today?
And we're back. I wish you can unmute.
Yes, sure. My name is M.I. Mr. Incredible Short Black Boy African Rapper #1, and you are listening to the beautiful sounds of Smooth 98.
Can you unmute?
Stay tuned.
All right, so let me call you. Maybe we'll just hello. All right, let's use phone. Can you stay on the line? Let's go on.
Yes, I can.
All right, great. Let's go. All right. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has set February the 23rd, I believe, as the next general election in Nigeria. Joining us now to have this conversation with regards continuous voters registration is the Deputy Director of Voters Education at the INEC headquarters, Mrs. Mary. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning, listeners.
Thank you very much for joining us. Quickly, let's get into the conversation. We need an update, the current situation with regards to CVR.
Yes, with regards to the CVR, that's the continuous voter registration exercise.
Right.
That commenced on Monday, the 28th of June, 2021. This exercise commenced with an online pre-registration